Hello, welcome or welcome back. My name is Ari, and today I am unboxing my Afrinomenon book box. Now, normally I do this in the other room on the other book cart, but this came like really late in the month, and I've got that book cart set up to do like the end of month wrap up and my end of month haul and everything like that, and I didn't want to like clear all those books off just to use it for this, so I'm filming in a different location. Anyway, this book box, this is the second month that I've received this book box. This book box costs $50 a month, and it's supposed to, and I need to highlight the supposed to part, it's supposed to come with a dark academia book written by a Black author. Last month's book was not dark academia at all, it was science fiction, so I don't know what to expect from this box. It could be anything in here. Anyway, this shit is beat the hell up. I don't know if you can see this. It's falling apart, so. But yeah, this is very, very beat up. This was not packaged super well. But yeah, let's get into it. It's supposed to open from here, but this side's broken, so I'm gonna open it from this direction. And that's what you see, which is, oh, that's super boring, isn't it? Let's peek underneath this. All right, there we go. We had a faller there. So this is what I have. It smells really good, I can tell you that much, but let's get into this. So first things first, the thing that fell out was a heart-shaped sucker, and it's pretty basic looking. It's got a rose shape on the heart. I don't know if you can see that through the plastic, but okay. That's a thing that exists. On the top of every box, there's always a thank you card, and it just says thank you, and then it has the logo, so not personalized or anything, just a thank you card. Next thing I'm gonna grab out here is a candle, and it's got an Afrinomenon sticker on the bottom of it. And it's scented, but it's just like a, sorry, it's a very strong like incense scent. So just really florally. I can't tell you exactly like what this smells like, but it's like extreme incense or potpourri florally. Next up, I got a couple of tea light candles in here. I guess we can do it that way. I don't know if the color is showing up. It doesn't look like the color is showing up at all on the viewfinder, but these are kind of like a peachy color. And they have no smell. They're just tea light candles. After that, I have a bookmark. And it's got a feather on this end, and then this end has like the Afrinomenon logo, which is cool. This is a really cool bookmark. This is like the kind of bookmark that I display, but I don't really use anywhere. I guess it's probably trying to focus on my face, isn't it? But yeah. Well, that's what we've got. The next thing I see is a rose. It's a very dried out dead flower that it doesn't even have a scent or anything like that. I'm not really sure what the purpose of this is, but it exists as a thing. Moving along, we have this. I don't know what this is. So this thing seems a bit multi-purpose. First we have this, which is like a resin, there's like flowers in here and some colors, and it's resin, but it's a candle holder, which it doesn't quite fit this candle. Oopsie. But yeah, it's supposed to be a candle holder, but it's the wrong size for the candle that they gave me. Just barely. Oh well. And the other stuff in here, I've got some in my hand, and these seem to be transfers. They're not like stickers, they're transfers, I think. And they're just like different flower shaped transfers. I don't have a super purposeful use for transfers, but they're really pretty transfers, so I'm not mad at it. And that seems to be everything in the box as far as swag. I don't know what the theme is, and I, again, don't think it's really worth $50. It's just like florally kind of stuff. Nothing super useful, nothing like I'm super excited about, but nothing that I like absolutely hate and have no use for. So it's kind of a okay. Let's get into the book next. All right, so I don't this way. Oh, so this is A Song of Race and Ruin by Roseanne. This is A Song of Race and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. I've heard of this. I don't think this is dark academia at all. I think this is just sci-fi again. Let's see. Okay, from my understanding of this story, this isn't dark academia at all again. What this is this is fantasy, and the main character chick on the cover is her mother has died, and she's trying to bring her mother back to life, but in order to bring her mother back to life, she has to kill a king. Well, she's a queen, so she needs to marry somebody, make them a king, and then kill them. And then the guy she ends up marrying needs to kill her to save his sister. So there's no academia setting here, as far as I'm aware, at all. I could be wrong about that. I am gonna read it, and maybe I'll find a dark academia setting in here, but like I said, I think this is just young adult fantasy. But I've heard good things about this book, so I'll probably like it. It's just not what I'm ordering. Hello, if you can't tell, I've just finished A Song of Race and Ruin, and I'm gonna start out by saying that in no humanly way is this dark academia. Like, there's no school setting. It's like, it's not even really dark fantasy. It's just young adult fantasy. So this book follows two characters. You've got Malik, I think it's Malik, and Karina. Malik is a young man from a like poor class. His people, his race of people, actually it's not even race, it's like nationality of people, are very oppressed by the government that rules this country, this land, and they're unable to mostly get jobs. People are very hateful and abusive towards them, and usually end up doing like the lowest of the low careers that no one else wants to do, mostly servant work, or like manual labor. And he is tasked by a spirit, maybe a demon, to kill the princess Karina, and if he does not, he will lose somebody he loves. And you know who he's going to lose, I'm just not going to tell you because that's a little bit spoilery. And then Karina has already lost somebody she loves, and she is trying to resurrect them, but in order for this spell to work, she needs the heart of a king. And since there is not currently a king, she needs to marry somebody so that person becomes king, and then take their heart to cast this spell to resurrect her loved one. So you've got these two very, very different motives here, but they're both looking to basically kill each other. If you can't get that general premise from that description, that's what we're going for here. Karina holds a festival and a competition where the winner of the competition wins her hand in marriage. So Malik Malik enters this competition in order to get close to Karita so he could kill her. There's a lot of death going on. And I don't know about you, but for me, knowing this is YA, I am like 100% sure going into this book that there's going to be that insta-love trope, because there's like 7 days that they have to kill each other. And you just know they're gonna fall in love. So if that's spoilery, then you're not paying attention to the YA genre. This has great ratings on Goodreads. I think my issue with it is it has a bunch of tropes that I know I don't like, and I would have never bought this for myself. Like, I knew about this book, but I had read the synopsis and seen some like reviews on it, and I knew I wouldn't like it, so I never purchased it for myself, and that's only because of the trope. So you've got the insta-love trope, which, as I've said in other videos, I am an old, bitter woman, and I have no interest in insta-love, at least not in this concept. There's occasional times where insta-love doesn't bother me, if it's like a really traumatic situation and they both think they're gonna die and then kind of fall in love. This is not that kind of situation. This is like they talk to each other once and they're in love with each other. The perfect person for me. Anyway, Karina is also like a horrid human being. Like, holy shit. She is a spoiled child who throws hissy fits all the time and rules a fucking country and thinks that she is better than everybody. And she treats all of the people around her just atrociously. This girl needs to be slapped down a couple of pegs and is not. And I don't like it. So I didn't like her as a character through most of the book. Just some of the shit she does and things is just awful. And I like unlikable characters, but not this kind of unlikable. What else was there? I feel like there's something else in the book that bothered me, but I can't remember what it is. The way this is told, where it switches between the two perspectives, I understand why this is told that way, but I think I've mentioned this before as well, as like a trope that I don't really like, is when you're like a chapter like isn't a true ending and like the next chapter is like a completely different subject matter and it's like a hard stopping point. Like, I get distracted and I stop reading, and then it takes me forever to get through a book that way because I just have no interest in going on to the next chapter because it's not what I was just reading and not what I want to read. I want to finish the story that I was reading. So that like dual perspective that dual perspective aspect of this book annoyed me until about 70 or 80% in the book, when they both like came together, and then you'd have like a chapter in his perspective and then it would instantly carry on the exact same story from her perspective. Earlier in the book, it's like a chapter in his perspective for a set amount of time, and then you go to her perspective and get the exact same time as the last chapter, just what she's doing during that time instead of what he's doing. So like that separation bothers me. When it's like the same timeline but different perspectives, it doesn't bother me. But that doesn't bother a lot of people. That's just a me thing. So maybe that doesn't bother you, but I knew this did that, and another reason why I didn't want to read it. So all in all, I ended up giving this 3 stars. It's not like, there's nothing problematic, there's nothing horrible. Some of the rep in this book is really good. The mental health rep in this book is really interesting to read. They both suffer from different types of PTSD. Or they both suffer from PTSD, but handle it differently and from like different situations. Malik has also had to repress a huge aspect of his personality his entire life, which is very parallel to somebody who has to like repress their queerness because their family is very hateful and violent towards queer people. And the parallels in that were very, very interesting to read, where if he could see spirits is basically what it is. And if he told people he could see spirits, his parents like got really mad at him and told him he was lying and he was faking it, and they would beat him. But anytime that he admitted to what he was seeing around him and the things that he was experiencing, instead of like asking him about it, understanding, getting him through the trauma of seeing these things that he didn't want to see, that he was terrified by, they tried to beat it out of him. So like all of those aspects were really, really interesting, and I enjoyed reading that part. But like the general storyline and specifically her character, I did not like at all. So ups, downs, it's okay. If the things that I said bother me don't bother you at all, I recommend this. Like I said, this has really high ratings on Goodreads, so for most people, I think this is going to be a great book. It's just not for me particularly. Anyway, that's the box for this month. I'm not really sure what to think about this. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you thought, and let's see what we get next month. I'll talk to you later. Bye!